Good evening. Happy Friday. How you guys doing tonight? So I have been working on trying to up my tech game. And I have an application that I use to do my videos. And there's a way that I can do like a double shot video where I have two different cameras going at the same time. And I have not been able to figure it out. It does not have to be this hard. Really, it shouldn't be this hard. But for some reason, it's hard. And so I have given up. I wanted to see if I can show my face, but at the same time, show the other video showing the spread so that you can see the cards on the table without me having to pull them up and show them to you. But it's not working, and it would take too much time to continue to juggle back and forth. So I am going to just do it just how I usually do it. Okay. I'm sorry. I'm trying to get sophisticated here, but my technology is not allowing me to be sophisticated tonight. So we're going to have to keep it simple. Okay. But tonight we are coming with a spread that is going to allow us to tap in to see exactly like who you're dealing with. And the question that we're asking tonight is, who are they to you? Right? You know, you have contact with somebody, or somebody has, I feel like that everything is purposeful. Sometimes people are brought into our lives for very specific reasons. And we don't know what that is. Maybe it's just for a season. Maybe it is, something that is very purposeful. Maybe it is something significant. Maybe it's not. It doesn't always have to be. So we're going to find out, who are they to you? Okay. So get that person in your mind that you might be thinking about, and you're trying to figure out, like, okay, what is this? What is the purpose? I need to know the purpose, right? I, for one, don't like to waste time or energy. I like to be in the know. I feel like knowledge is power. And so we're going to take a look at that tonight. And there's going to be kind of like, I know I always say we're going to do 3 different spreads, and I always end up doing 2 because I'm so long-winded, and I end up turning a simple spread into like a 45-minute read. But tonight we're going to keep it simple. We're going to jump through 3 different piles so you can choose one. The first pile is going to be with the Muse Tarot deck. This is one of my oldies but goodies. And with this tarot deck, we have green calcite, these little heart crystals. They're so pretty. And when it comes to green calcite, this particular crystal is good for relaxation, to relax your body. It's actually good for arthritis and then balance as well. So green calcite with the Muse Tarot deck is our first selection for decks. I hope you can't hear this, and I hope I don't get flagged for playing music. I'm listening to Mint Condition, oldie but goodie. If you know, you know. Our next deck is going to be the Transient Light Tarot deck. I don't know why this eye is creepy. Look at that eye. You know what it reminds me of? I don't know if I have any scary movie gurus in here. Love horror films. But you guys remember that movie, Jeepers Creepers? And at the very end, when the monster got Derry, the brother, and took his eyes, and then it showed his eyes at the very end. That's what this reminds me of. I don't know why. It does. It reminds me of that movie. But anywho, moving on. The crystal for this one is Moldavite. It's kind of like a green, earth green mixed in with like peach colors. And this particular crystal, the Moldavite, is good for evolution, for growth, and for vision. Okay. So that's that one. And then the last deck is my favorite. Like, y'all know I've been talking about this all the time. It's the Luna deck. Luna, one of my favorites. I got this when I went back to California. So glad that I did. The stone for this one is hematite. Hematite is actually used for balance, for grounding, and for protection. Okay. So those are the 3 decks that we're going to be using. And I'm going to start with our first deck that we have out here. And I did lay out my spread. And I so wish I could just, like, I don't have to lift these cards up and show you. I could just let my camera, I got my little camera thing here, but it's not treating me kind. I'm so frustrated. I'm not tech savvy. And so but we're gonna make it work. Okay, we just have to show the cards, I guess. And so for pile number one, if you chose pile number one, which was the green calcite, this pile, we're going to go ahead and take a look and see who they are to you. So you can actually get them in your mind, who you're thinking of, and you have this question: who are they to pile number one? That's my question to Spirit. And the cards that came out, we have the Five of Pentacles, Temperance, and the King, or we call this the Muse of Voices, which is actually the King of Swords here. And then lastly, the Seven of Emotions, which is the Seven of Cups. Okay. 4 cards. And so, first of all, when we look at who they are to you, being that this came out with the green calcite, this could be someone that helps you to relax in some type of way. I'm getting that energy from the green calcite. They could be someone who releases something for you or relieves something for you mentally, stressfully. This could be somebody that gives you a bit of balance as well, thinking of that green calcite. Then when I look at the Five of Pentacles, the Five of Pentacles can sometimes be considered a challenging card because depending on how we're looking at it, and we are going to clarify it, but when we look at the Five of Pentacles, the Five of Pentacles is really talking about maybe a challenge of some kind within your physical situation. This talks about the materialistic point of view, maybe worries about safety and security, feelings of being left behind, things like financial difficulties. As I'm looking, you can look at this picture and see how she's kind of curled in a ball, kind of like stressed. She's curled in like a fetal position, kind of. You know, sometimes you worry and you be like, I'm just going to curl my little self up on this bed and I'm going to let it work itself out. It feels a little bit stressful. So what I'm getting, and we're going to clarify this card, this could be somebody who provides some level of relief. Like I was getting with the green calcite, this person could provide some level of relief to your stress, to your worries. This person may come in to balance things out or to usher in some level of change. It is a number 5 too. Maybe even challenge you to come out of scarcity mindset. I'm getting that with the Five of Pentacles too. This could be someone who's come to challenge you or to help you transition out of struggle energy, out of a struggle state, some type of difficulties. This could also be someone who comes to assist you with health issues as well. Yeah. I'm just going to go ahead and clarify that while we're on it. Why is the Five of Pentacles here for who they are to my group number ones? Clarify the Five of Pentacles. Yeah, so I have the Queen of Emotions, which is the Queen of Cups. And that does give me that mother-like energy. Definitely mother energy. The Queen of Cups is kind of like pre-Empress energy. Very maternal, very caring. With the Knight of Pentacles, very healing energy. The Queen of Cups with the Knight of Pentacles, whoever this is. So it could be, absolutely could be a feminine energy, kind of like a mother figure. It could be a mother or somebody who has that kind of energy, very heavy healing energy I'm feeling. I think this person could come into your life to teach you to how to love yourself. The Queen of Cups gives me that self-care energy, that deep self-care, prioritizing self type of energy. The Knight of Pentacles brings in healing energy, slow healing, slow moving, this slow maturation, right? That provides very valuable benefits. And so lots of feminine energy I'm getting from both of these. You see like the little flower in the horse's hair. That's very feminine. Queen of Cups is absolutely feminine. And so this could be someone that comes to show you how to receive, how to be loved. Maybe they come to show you how to transition out of this state of the Five of Pentacles. Okay. that feels like someone who comes in to really be a support for you, to be a solid rock, to be very stable and grounded energy for you. That can be considered to be very dependable. Somebody that provides a level of privacy, where you can really be yourself and share your heart, share your difficulties. Yeah. Offering stability. I'm getting that with the Knight of Pentacles. Okay. Whoever this is, they are someone who provides a level of stability for you in your time of struggle, or, we all have those moments, don't we? Where it would be nice to have a friend, somebody that's unbiased, somebody that doesn't have an agenda, that's not looking to get something from you. You may not even necessarily be looking to get anything from them, but just like support, right? She looks like she needs some support. Okay. Five of Pentacles is really a difficult time, I feel like. What is the lesson behind that we're learning here? And we have the Temperance card. So there's something coming in about, like I was saying, taking good care of yourself, but something more than that too. Being more specific about some of the lessons we're learning, maybe how we can take better care of yourself. When we look at the Temperance is all about balance, patience, right? Maybe there's something to be learned about being patient with yourself, understanding what it means to stay balanced, not being too much over here or too much over there, or allowing yourself to be too available, right? There's something here about bringing balance into your situation. Interesting too, Temperance is a number 1-4, which turns into a 5. So there's something about this person that may be very significant for this time, that's ushering some level of change into your life. There also may be something about the lesson of alchemy coming in here, being able to take difficult situations and using them to lift yourself up. You can sometimes take the rocks and stones that's thrown at you and use them as stepping stones to build on, right? Alchemy is all about taking your situations and using the energy to produce what it is that you need. It's almost like being able to deal with any kind of situation and come out with your desired result. Temperance is always being seen in duality in some type of way. On this card, the duality is the waning moon versus the full moon. I don't know if you can see it, but it shows the moon cycles. And I almost get the feel like this is just letting you know that there's going to be seasons, right? And the lessons right here coming with the Temperance is being able to navigate the different seasons. Nobody ever has all good days without any challenges, without any struggles. We all have them in one way or another, right? Whether this is, a shift that's happening, dealing with the change in some type of way. Sometimes a Five of Pentacles can be feeling left out in the cold. Maybe there's a change in your situation, life-wise. Maybe there's a change in your financial situation. Maybe there's a change in your health, right? Whatever that is, nobody is exempt from struggle, from challenge. Sometimes the challenges come to get us uncomfortable so that we will move and challenge ourselves and change something. But Temperance brings in a lesson around being able to navigate, being patient with yourself, being kind to yourself through these challenges, understanding yourself, and being able to transmute that energy when necessary as well. There's some change I feel like is very important. I also feel like this is how you deal or how you navigate those challenging times, not being, sometimes the challenge can come in and we lose all sense of reason. We get all unbalanced and we start to struggle and be very critical, like everything just falls apart. But there's something about being able to navigate lessons harmoniously as well, patiently as well. This might also talk about trusting your support. Sometimes Temperance is about having or understanding the help It's pointing to one of the angels, the archangels, Archangel Michael, being able to trust that you have support during this time as well. It's almost like there's a lesson here about learning how to navigate these seasons gracefully. Yeah. And turning these spiritual lessons into gold. That's the alchemy. Into patience, right? Into healing. Yeah. So there's some lesson about navigating these challenges when they come up. Now, how does this person show up in your life as the King of Swords? The Muse of Voices is the King of Swords. Even this is very feminine. When you look at the energy, how everything is all flowy, there's something about this King of Swords that may present or show you. Maybe this is someone who enters in very strategically. The King of Swords is very strategic, very smart, very knowledgeable, communicating lots of information, like lots of truth. There's also a bit of intuition that the King of Swords brings as well. Swords are all about integrity. So there's something about this person who shows up and kind of flows their way into your life. I feel like it's very flowy when I look at this. They won't barge into your life. They're not going to demand that you listen to them and that you let them in, but it's going to be kind of like a dance into your life, into your situation. They come into your life probably at a time where you are very welcoming and open to the flow of this person coming in. Yeah. They may come in, offering advice or directions, maybe giving you some level of truth that you need to hear to kind of help you out of this mindset, this lack mindset. Maybe even showing you how to do it. They may come in with some type of demonstration of how to do that the correct way. I'm hearing that very clearly. This is someone who does things correctly or believes in following some type of protocol or just doing things the right way. I feel like this person is someone who may, in fact, be someone involved with the law, maybe not. I don't know. King of Swords. But there's something about blending that integrous energy with intuition, right? That strategy, intuitive strategy is what I'm feeling here. That's why I feel so flowy, because there's certain things that are intermingled with how this person shows up for you, right? This could be something that's happening where you're having, some type of difficulty, and this person actually maybe is helping you with that difficulty, but then also gives opportunity to share other truths, other lessons, or demonstrate some type of skill, right? Problem solving skill, I'm hearing. And so, yeah. There's something about this person just being like this energy of truth showing up for you. And this is definitely a person. When we look at the King of Swords, this is someone who is very intelligent, very smart. They are in jobs that require thinking. Yeah, King of Swords. This may even be someone that's good with law. This may be somebody that's good with numbers. The King of Swords. Strategy, like this is a thinker. And so they come in offering assistance by way of maybe demonstration. Mostly, I feel they have something to share, something to show you. You may, in fact, just be leveling up by being in their presence. Okay. And I did not clarify the temperance. Let's do that. Why is temperance here for the big lesson? Why is temperance here for the big lesson? Temperance. Okay, so we have 5 of inspiration and the Ace of materials, which is the Ace of Pentacles. And so it's almost like temperance comes, the lesson is all about going from this very scattered energy. You see how she's everywhere at the same time? What do they say? The jack of all trades are the master of none. Because you can't master everything at the same time. You can do it one at a time, but you can't do everything at the same time, or you can't tend to everything at the same time. You can't be everywhere at the same time. So there's something here about scattered energy with the temperance and balancing that, right? You may be very talented or have a lot going on, but it's all about balancing that. That's what this temperance comes to bring: a new opportunity, a new way of tapping into your gold, right? We're talking about transmuting that energy into gold, spiritual gold. Lots of opportunities come out of that when you learn how to do that. That's what temperance is coming to bring, that Ace of Pentacles, unlimited opportunities if you're able to balance what it is that you have, whatever that is. Why is the King of Swords here with how they come into group number 1's life? They scurry in unbeknownst. So I have the 5 of Swords and the Page of Materials. And so the King of Swords comes in by way of conflict with the 5 of Swords. And this might be through your inner conflict, right? I feel like this is somebody that is positioned to give some kind of help or some type of service, or there's some capacity that they're operating in for you. And it has something to do with helping you sort through something. With the 5 of Swords, I feel like this is definitely mental distress of some kind, and somehow actually turns it into visionary energy, right? See how she's standing there and reflecting her vision, or she's pulling. I feel like this could be like the demonstration that the King of Swords is offering that's teaching you. There's something about self-reflection maybe, or using your mind to perceive, right? There's something that the King of Swords actually, they show up to give you a sense of self-empowerment and to pull things together within yourself. There's some level of self-empowerment that the King of Swords shows up to provide, or maybe they show up in this energy, demonstrating this energy. And you are absorbing that lessons from this particular person. Okay. And then we have the 7 of Cups, which is the overarching energy. There may be some higher lesson going on here, because we don't just end up here for no reason. Maybe there were decisions that we made that wasn't necessarily beneficial, right? The 7 of Cups talks about that. This card is really speaking of all of these cards that we just talked about. The situation we ended up in, the lesson that we learned or that we are learning, and then taking the consideration of this person that is in our lives for a specific purpose. What is that? It's to help us to be empowered and get out of this situation, maybe even to stay out of this situation, because the 7 of Cups is like moving carefully. You see how she's looking into the fishbowl. She's not just grabbing one, she's deciding very cautiously. She's observing, she is analyzing, right? So if this situation that you're in right now, that this person is assisting you with, is one that can be avoided, this could say that there needs to be more consideration with decisions, more caution, or maybe even looking in deeper at why we are choosing what we're choosing. There's some self-reflection, some soul searching happening with the 7 of Cups. Yeah. And it's clarified with the 8 of Pentacles and the High Priestess, right? There's some definitely some soul searching being done here. This isn't heavy. This isn't light energy. It's heavy energy. The 8 of Pentacles and the High Priestess. This is heavy, heavy internal work. It's heavy soul work. Putting in the work to really know ourselves too. There's something about trusting yourself here. Listening to your inner guidance, listening to your gut instincts, listening to your intuition, trusting that. And when it shows up and presents a difficult job to be done, being willing to do the work, right? You know, sometimes we want what we want. We don't want to wait for it. We don't want to do the work to get it. We just want it. But there's something telling us if we take this, if we choose the easy one, then we may in fact lose out just as easy. And so there's something about using discernment and not being afraid of doing the hard inner work to get what it is that we're looking for, what we're wanting. And I don't know if that's the situation that is being presented here and what this person is showing up to teach you, but that is what's coming out. Okay. And I do have Capricorn energy. I have Sagittarius energy. I have Gemini energy. And I have Pisces energy. So there is all of the elements here. This is a very balanced reading. There's all of the elements here: fire, air, water, and earth. This is all about your picker, your chooser, trusting and being willing to do the hard work to get to know yourself so you don't keep falling into the same traps, the same energy. There's something about this person that has come to lead you in some type of way or demonstrate some skill, maybe around choosing and trusting yourself. Knowing that I'm hearing knowing that you're worth the time, the work, the effort that needs to be put in to receive what it is that you desire. Sometimes there is no quick route, right? The quick route can sometimes get us in trouble, you know, and so there's something demonstrated here. This person, who they are to you, is part of demonstration of this lesson that's being learned right now. Yeah. Seven of Cups. And sevens for me are always spiritual. Y'all know that. I talk about that all the time. This definitely does feel like a bit of a spiritual lesson. This may be too about staying grounded and in reality, not being, because the Seven of Cups can sometimes be construed kind of like as a daydreaming energy, deceptive energy, very delusional energy, if I beg to say that. But it's also mostly about choices, right? And manifesting what it is that you desire. But there's a process that's coming out here. Yeah. And there's certain works that will need to be mastered, like the energy that temperance brings in, being able to operate in difficult situations, right? Not just giving up and taking the easy route because you're having a difficult day. There's a need to be able to sustain and, manage difficulties and not subverting to the easy path because it's difficult on today. Tomorrow may very well be a better day, easier. We don't just throw in the towel and throw in all of the hard work because we're having just one bad day, right? And so there's something about this person that comes to not only offer help, but to demonstrate something, okay? Whoever this person is. That's what I have for you, group number one, okay? Like, share, comment, subscribe if it resonates. Let's see. Yeah, let me know how that resonated. And we will see you at the next reading, okay? My love bugs. My name is Letty. I don't think I introduced myself. And this station is Blood Moon Oracle, this channel. And so we'll see you next time, okay? Sorry for that late introduction. Better late than never. Have a good evening. Bye. All right, for our next group, we have our Moldavite and the transient light deck with the Moldavite heart crystal. And as I look, Moldavite again was good for evolution. It's good for change and growth. It's good for visions as well. And so if you're looking to stimulate some of those energies around you, get you a Moldavite crystal, okay? For my group number 2s, if you chose Moldavite. And so I did pull your cards beforehand as well. And what I got for you, oh, okay. Oh, man. So I got, first of all, the Eight of Pentacles was the first card I got for you. The Lovers, the Crown of Wands, which I believe is going to be, if I'm not mistaken, it is the Queen of Wands. No, it's the King of Wands. It's the King of Wands, okay? And lastly, the Two of Cups, okay? See that? So first of all, who is this person to my group number 2's spirit? The Eight of Pentacles, okay? And when we look at the Eight of Pentacles, this is earth energy. And so this person could bring in a lot of stability for you. This person could bring in a lot of grounded energy. Movement around that. With that 8 gives me the energy of movement, right? Some type of movement, but it's grounded movement. They may come in to get things shaken, you know. There's something about this person that may represent, you may see them as somebody that has it all together. That Eight of Pentacles gives me mastery energy. So this may be somebody that reflects perfection for you. The Star, like this is somebody that is probably big in your book, somebody that you hold very important, or somebody that holds weight in your eyes. Yeah, there's something that comes off as very perfectionist about this energy. This person may also challenge you to be better as well. There may be something about this person that inspires you or gives you some level to work up to. I feel like this person sets some type of precedence with the Eight of Pentacles. There's something about this person that may put things into perspective or get things moving. I'm hearing that again, getting things moving. I feel like there's something that this person inspires you to do. This might be step into your own uniqueness, right? Or rise to the occasion. They may inspire you to master things, to go back to school, or to take up some kind of trade, something to better yourself. They may challenge you to be different as well, find different non-traveled paths to exceed expectations. There just feels like something very challenging about this person, but in a good way, not pressure, but there's something about them that demonstrates what you are capable of or what you can do. It's almost like this person has a very elevating energy. You ever be around people and you just get inspired to do something just from being around them, right? It feels like that kind of energy. But it feels very authentic. I feel like this is probably somebody who is a leader, who develops their own crafts, right? This is somebody that's not afraid of hard work. And so there's something very, I'm not sure if inspirational is the right word, but there's something very compelling about this person. It's more than inspiration. Inspiration is like, oh, wow, that's amazing. Compelling is like, oh, what am I going to do? Like, how can I, reach that level of, perfection or self-mastery. How can I reach my thing? How can I connect with my thing, right? So there's something very compelling about this person. So I feel like this person to you is definitely someone who compels you to be better, right? To reach higher, to expand. This is maybe some type of, I don't want to say teacher, but this might be like an associate that you have that you're connected to in some type of way, that you are able to see like details about them in that way. So it could be someone that's close, doesn't have to be, but you have some way to see how this person operates, how they are, how they present themselves, how they approach things and cultivate, their processes. So it could be, occupation related. It doesn't have to be. It could be business related, maybe someone running their own business. It could be a relative that you have close encounter with and you're able to see, some of their processes. But I definitely feel like you have like some type of connection with this person. I just feel a lot of energy with this person as well, with the number 8. What is the lesson that this person comes to teach? We have the Lovers. The Lovers. Now, before we jump into the emotional, boat about love, the Lovers has many different meanings. It could be, because I do see the 2 of Cups out here. And so it could be about love. But more than that, too, this person could have, there's some lesson with this person around maybe decisions, healthy connections. There's something that feels very healthy about this connection. When I look at the Lovers, it's very balanced. This person may in fact mirror you in some type of way, or be your opposite. You see how one is black and one is white. They may be your opposite, but there's something here when we look at the Lovers, we're talking about a healthy connection. There's something very healthy about this connection. The lesson may be about having positive, healthy connections. And you would be surprised how many people have never had a healthy encounter or a healthy connection. But there's something about this lesson around this person that comes in to teach something about trust. This might be someone who is very trustworthy and has a high level of integrity. This may be somebody that has a very harmonious energy, which is interesting, coupled with the 8 of Pentacles, that perfectionist energy, that mastering energy, but at the same time has a heavy level of harmony. There's something about this person that's easy to get along with, that's easy to entreat, maybe easy to approach, easy to be around. Yeah. So there's something about learning maybe even what a friend is, what a partner is, because this is all about partners too, what a partner is. This could also have something to do when we look at the Lovers. We're talking about high level decisions. There's something about learning how to make good decisions, or having, options that are good, right? And being able to choose high level frequency options, or just high level decisions. I feel like this connection also brings a lot of fertility for you. And when I say fertility, I mean it's abundant. There's something really beautiful that happens when you get around someone that is fertile, right? There's something beautiful that happens. And that's all the way around, right? This feels like somebody that's good for your mental peace. That's good, for your spiritual body. Somebody that may be very conscious with the 8 of Coins physically. Like, this person is very well-rounded and probably provides a lot of beneficial, mutual, healthy, just things as a result of being connected. And I feel like there's something about this connection that's very healthy, in that it's not feel something that's very free and very fluid, very open, right? And it just feels very healthy to me. Feels very nurturing as well, very enjoyable. And so the lesson here really, I feel like, is about being able to notice and have good connections, good relationships, good partnerships. There's something that this person comes to teach you. I feel like this could be a safe person. When we look at the lovers, the original Rider-Waite deck always exemplifies the lovers as a man and a woman. It talks about this sense of inner balance within us because we all have feminine and masculine energy. And so there's something about that too. Maybe this person has taught or teaches or demonstrates something about having that inner balance as well. This could be somebody that's very comfortable with their masculine energy and their feminine energy, and maybe understands that we have both of those, and both of those are necessary to be a well-rounded, energetic, spiritual being, right? And so there's something that is being taught about that. I'm also getting these white flames at the bottom. You see those? So it's almost maybe something too about being able to hold the weight of connections under fire, right? You know, sometimes you have a good connection until things get heavy or difficult, and then people, they disappear, they run off, or they turn into something different, right? But this is, it almost feels like this is a very pure, innocent type of connection that holds and stands the weight of time. I'm seeing that too. There's something very significant, definitely, about this connection. And so let's see here. Yeah, I just feel very safe when I look at this. It doesn't feel controlling. As you can see, the pendant, the hearts are very open and free, right? I love it. Okay. There's nothing like having connection with somebody. And it could very well be a family member. It could be a friend. This person feels very open and accepting. It's like, well, you got to do this and this and this, or, you know, they're upset with you, or they got an attitude, right? But this feels very open and honest, very innocent, very accepting, non-judgmental. I love this. So there's a lot being taught with this person. This person may have all these qualities, or these may be qualities that you are able to cultivate within yourself because of the type of person that this is. There's something in relation with this person. How does this person come into your life? As the King of Wands, very energetically. This could absolutely be someone who is spiritual. I see that crystal. It could be someone who is spiritual, but this person has a fire that is burning. I feel like this person comes in kind of like very energetically, maybe even very strong, very suddenly too. My little earrings is falling out. But the King of Wands is someone who is very inspirational. It's a leader. It's a go-getter. The King of Wands is many times known as the entrepreneur, right? Because they're able to go and get whatever it is that they want. Like, you can send them out with a twig and they'll come back with a whole week's worth of pay from that twig. They're a go-getter, very inspirational, very knowledgeable, very equipped, and able to go and, you know, make something out of nothing. But how they come into your life, when we look at the King of Wands, again, we're looking at someone who feels like is very knowledgeable of self. I'm just getting a lot of spiritual energy here. This could be someone who is very energetic, very active, very on the go, a leader, someone who is very inspirational. They light fires probably wherever they go. There's something about this person that activates people. And I do feel like there could be something about this person that just shows up. Like, you look up and you're like, oh, okay, where did you come from? Or I didn't know that you were like all of that for real, right? It's probably somebody who kind of like whimsies in And then all of a sudden you see all of these things that start to appear about this person, like the energy that they carry. I feel like this is somebody that has big energy, lots of energy, very inspirational too. This person probably has people following them without even trying. They're just very magnetic, I'm feeling. So you could have been attracted to this person. That's how they showed up in your life, as like a magnet of some kind. There was something that intrigued you or interested you about this person. And you watched long enough to understand that, yeah, you were right. There is something very different about this person. Interestingly, too, the King of Wands is really a master of spirit and purpose, right? Like I was saying, this is like a go-getter. It's almost like they are in flow, right? There's like this dance that the King of Wands have. They're in time with the universe. And also their authentic self, right? We're talking about the Eight of Pentacles. There's something about being very authentic, mastering yourself. That's the King of Wands. This is a visionary too, somebody that sees past what is in the physical. They're actually maybe a few years, 10 years ahead. They're already planning like years ahead. While everybody else is living from day to day, they've already visualized and planned the next few years, right? The next steps. They're already past the next couple of days. They're already just eons ahead. It's the King of Wands is a visionary. This may also be someone who recognized something about you, because the King of Wands is also a visionary in that they can see unique things about others, unique talents that stand out about others. They're also a spiritual scout, if I can say that. So they may have actually recognized some things about you. And so if it wasn't you that was drawn to them, they may have been drawn to you. And that's how they kind of moseyed into your energy. If this is not a family member, it could absolutely be a family member. But even family members are drawn to certain family members and susceptible to draw certain family members closer to their heart because they see things, right? This could be that situation too. You could be like the favorite grandchild or the favorite, niece, because there's just something about you that stands out that caused this person to take special attention to you, or notice something different about you, or some type of, I don't know, potential within you. Yeah. So either you were attracted to them and pulled them, or they were attracted to you and pulled you. Somehow there was some level of notice is why this person showed up in your life. Something was noticed. Either it was about you, or maybe you noticed something about them. When I look at the overarching energy, it's the Two of Cups, which is very much like the Lovers. It's that same energy. There's something kind of like kindred spirit energy. Like there's something about this person that connects you guys on a soul level. Like you see eye to eye in some way. There's some deep connection that you have that you may not have with everybody. And I see that with this person. There's some frequency that you share with this person. And so when we look at all of the energies, who this person is to you is somebody that may in fact be connected to you on a soul level. This is not just superficial, technicality type of connections, but this is something like on a deeper level. And that may be why there is such a strong, open, receiving, acceptable, like pure type of connection or bond. This may be even, I'm hearing like a yin and yang. Like I was saying, there's like something opposite. Like I wouldn't be surprised if this wasn't like twins. I'm getting twins here. You know how twins are? Like if one person is going through something, the other person can feel it. Or if one person is like on their high horse and just really high, the other person can feel it too. Or if one person is struggling, one twin can come and pull them out of that struggle. It's kind of like that. There's like some connection. See how the smoke rising from the glasses. I'm trying to see how it's intertwined. I wouldn't be surprised if you did not feel this person on an energetic level. That is the overarching connection here. There's an energetic soul level connection here. The benefit of that is that, like I was saying, like when you are struggling, like you can actually receive energetic assistance from the other person and vice versa. There definitely is some type of spiritual connection here. I don't know if you know this, but this might be something to consider. Yeah. There's something about spirit saying that one person that you are connected to this degree is more powerful, more potent, more beneficial than having 100 people available to support you that you don't have any connection to. That's the weight of this connection that I'm feeling, that spirit is saying. Having one person connected to this degree is more than having 100 acquaintances that you have no connection to. There's something about uniting the mind and the hearts that's very powerful. Yeah, so if this is you, you may need to kind of understand what you have, and it may be a cause for celebration. When I look at the 8 of coins, I see something very abundant. The 10 of pentacles and the 2 of swords. I don't know if you even see this, what you're looking at. You may just chop it up as being wanting to be or to have an experience that you are assuming this person is having, but it's something much deeper than that. Yeah. Your connection is much deeper than that, I'm hearing. Let's see here. I'm just clarifying, get more information before we move on to pile number 3. It's actually a very beautiful connection. I like the feels I'm getting from this. There's something about this person that evolves you, or maybe you guys evolve each other. There's something that challenges growth. There's something that stimulates vision. Like you may get you may get creative surges, like when you connect with this person and you're not even sure, or maybe you haven't even noticed it, right? There's something that evokes, I'm feeling here. And if you stop long enough to pay attention to the energy, you may see it. You may feel it. I don't know if you're spiritual or if they're just spiritual, but there may be something to kind of, I don't know, examine here. If you're able to get still long enough to see it. There's something very strong here about connection, very purposeful about connection. This is not just any old body. This is a very significant connection. Sometimes we don't stop long enough to see it. We're so busy going, doing, creating, right? But there's something, I feel like Spirit is asking you to take a pause and analyze the energy. Powerful energy. And a lot to be learned here about yourself. I feel like you could also have a lot to offer in terms of them learning, even though they are the King of Wands and the Eight of Pentacles. There's a lot that is progressive, I feel like, with this person, but we never stop learning, right? There's something that can be learned from both sides, is what I'm getting. And then there's something about things just like growing fast, taking off. It's almost like a combustible energy. I don't know why I'm getting that. It's like a combustible energy that happens between you. So this person is very significant, whoever you are. The energies I have is, I have the Eight of Pentacles, which is Virgo energy. The Lovers is Gemini. The King of Wands is Leo, Sagittarius, Aries. And then the Two of Vessels is Cancer, Two of Cups. Okay. That's what I have for you. Whatever this is, honey, pay attention. I feel like Spirit will want you to pay attention. Listen, those kind of connections don't happen every day. That's what I'm hearing. Okay. And I'm going to leave it there. Thank you for stopping by. My name is Letty. The channel is Blood Moon Oracle. Like, share, comment. Let me know if it resonates, if it makes sense to you. Okay. We'll see you next time. My group number 2s. Okay. Bye. All right. The last group, I made it to 3. Listen, like I said, I think I'm doing really good on time. We're at 121. Our last group was Hematite. Hematite. And the Hematite crystal, it's kind of like this black colored crystal. It's actually mixed with my Luna deck. Y'all know this is my favorite deck, Luna. Okay. Let's see if we can get her to show. There we go. And so when we look at Hematite, we're looking at the energy of protection. We're looking at the energy of balance and of grounding. Okay. The Hematite energy, protection, balance, and grounding. Okay. And so I did pull my cards out beforehand. And so what came out was the Nine of Pentacles for my group number 3s. If you chose Hematite, the Nine of Pentacles. We have the World, and I have to cover this up because I got a big juicy lady. She all fluffy on the World here. And then we have the Page of Wands. And then we have the Queen of Cups. Okay, another juicy lady, but she very covered up though. That's why I like this deck too, because it shows real women. Like, not everybody is a size 0. Some of us are very voluptuous. We are very fluffy in real life. Okay. And very abundant too. Fluffy and abundant. Okay. And Luna draws us like we really are. Like, we don't have to make exceptions for the rules. But anywho, if you chose Hematite, and not all of them are fluffy, right? Some of them are thin. She has a wide variety of sizes. We all come in different sizes, right? We come in different colors, different shapes. Some of us are shaped like a peach. Some of us are shaped like pears. Some of us are shaped like apples. We come in all different shapes and sizes. Listen, it's a variety. So I appreciate the illustration for this Luna deck. That's one of the reasons why I love it, because it's very realistic and it's beautiful. All the different hair colors, and because who knows? I might pop up with red hair next week. I may decide that I need a huge life change. I may put some brown streaks in my hair, right? It's all different from day to day. Okay. I may want to be a brunette next week. But anywho, back to what we were talking about. For the Hematite stone, we're talking about balance, grounding, and protection. Who is this person to my group number 3, Spirit? So we have the Nine of Pentacles. The Nine of Pentacles. Immediately what I get with the Nine of Pentacles, this is definitely somebody that feels like they may be a bit aged. They may be a bit older. The Nine of Pentacles is a more mature energy. This is an energy that is preparing their nest, right? For maybe even energies around retirement. This is somebody that has put in their work and they're ready to enjoy the fruits of their labor. They have created, a sense of wealth, right? They're up in age, maybe, acquiring property, maybe, about to retire and enjoy the last days of their life, like, or maybe somewhere in between. It's somebody who is well on their way to kind of like the golden years, right? So I'll definitely say this is probably somebody that maybe is 30, maybe 40 and above. I would say 30 and above. Somebody that is very accomplished. The Nine of Pentacles is somebody that is accomplished, that is okay if they have somebody, but they're also okay if they don't. You know, it's cool if you do, it's cool if you don't, because I'm going to be all right. Right? You see, she's just minding her business, tending to her grapes, tending to her crops that she's planted, that she's about to enjoy. She might be about to go and, you know, make her some homemade fresh wine, some fresh grape juice. We can see how plenteous the vine is. Grapes in tarot represents abundance. Okay, it represents abundance, and we can see how much abundance she has. She's not really worried about anything. And so whoever this person is somebody that is very established. This is probably someone who is very independent. This may be someone that does not need a lot, right? Whatever they need, they're able to get it for themselves. This could be someone who enjoys luxury. Maybe they are showing you how to enjoy life at this point in time and how not to be dependent on other people, but to find your own success, right? Climb your own ladder of whatever inspires you. Find that and find success in that. Also, with the Nine of Pentacles, there's a lot of appreciation that comes through this energy as well. What good is having all of this if you have not learned to appreciate it, is what I'm hearing. It doesn't make any matter. It doesn't make any difference. And it doesn't make any sense if you have an abundance of things, but you have not learned to appreciate it. It's the same as not having anything at all. And you know I'm talking truth, because there's lots of people that have an abundance of things, an abundance of wealth, and they still don't have enough. They want more and more and more. And it's just never enough because they have not yet learned how to be appreciative and grateful and thankful for what they have. It's like, if you don't do anything else for me, thank you. You have done enough, right? That's the attitude that invites in more abundance. But she's maybe teaching you, my group number 3, something about being thankful for what you have. Maybe even while you're waiting for what you've asked for. There's just a lot about reward coming. This person may be teaching you how to reward yourself, right? You don't have to actually meet the goal before you actually celebrate yourself. There's something about maybe showing you how to celebrate yourself even for the small wins on the way to the goal, right? Just being really aware and connected to every part of your process. I feel like this is definitely a beautiful person to have in your life, whoever they are to you. This is a treasure. This is a gem, a jewel to have in your life, whoever this is. This person could definitely have shown you a better way to live. There's just a lot of value that pours out of this energy that I'm feeling. Whoever they are to you offers a lot of value. Feels very strong. This is somebody that understands their power. This may have been someone who has either taught you or given you kind of like a level of power, or allowed you to take charge in some type of way. Maybe even navigating difficult situations. What was necessary to not just survive, but to thrive. Like, there's so much value pouring off of this person, whoever it is, for this Nine of Pentacles. The next pentacle is the Ten of Pentacles. That's fulfillment. That's reaching the destination. What's so important about the Nine of Pentacles is they're showing you their process. They're showing you what is making them successful and giving them the ability to reach the Ten of Pentacles. They're allowing you to see their process, to see them in action, right? So this is not a gatekeeper, but this is somebody that's willing to be open and assist you in some type of way. Whoever this is, this person may be teaching you how to trust yourself and trust your process. and to see how powerful you are and what you're capable of, and not to give up on yourself. Let me see. What is this Nine of Pentacles? Who are they to my group number threes? The Nine of Pentacles. As if I haven't already said enough. Like, I'd want to know this person. Yeah, lots of value. This is someone who may be hard to reach. This is not somebody that's available to everybody. I feel like this is somebody that understands their value and values their time and their energy and what they've worked for. Okay. This could be someone that you just met, someone that you may not even realize the value of who you're connected to. Because I have the Four of Pentacles and the Ace of Wands. So there's like some new beginning, some new experience. And it could be you just meeting this person or having some new experience with this person. If you've known them in the past and became reacquainted with them, it could be that too. And you see them on the other side of their level up. Maybe they're not the person that they was the last time you saw them, but it feels like someone new, maybe that you just met. Maybe you don't even understand who you have in your midst. I also feel like this is somebody that is assisting you through some type of difficulty right now, or some type of stressful situation, stressful moment. Somebody is teaching you how to stand in your power right now, whoever this is. They're teaching you how to stand in your power and to speak your truth. What is the lesson being learned? We have the World, my big juicy lady. The lesson is to let things, I feel like it's to know when to end things, or to let things end, or know when it's time to let lessons in so you can move to the next lesson. There's something about Saturn, about restrictions that come in with the World. The World is all about completions. It's about fulfillment. It's about expansion. It's about collective travel, right? But all of that is almost like having to release something. Even when we look at travel, in order for you to travel, you have to release where you are right now. How can you travel if you never want to leave your house? You have to release your house in order to get out and go and move somewhere else. So this is something about releasing things, or allowing yourself to move to the next level. I don't know if there was the difficulty letting something go, or allowing an ending to come in. There's something about a lesson that's happening right now for you with the World. You're meant to go to the next level for whoever you are. This could also be you being willing to trust yourself to move up to the next level. Like if we're talking about a job or some type of business, it's allowing yourself to expand to the next level, trusting yourself that you've done the work necessary, where you can trust yourself for something greater, for the next level, whatever that is. The lesson is you knowing and looking at the work that you've done on yourself, and understanding everything that you've accomplished has come from you. Not only that you weren't meant to just stop at that accomplishment. There's more that you were meant to accomplish, that you were meant to conquer, right? I'm even going to use that word. There's more that you were meant to conquer. And in terms of travel, this could be travel too. Like you were meant to go and stake your claim on land, right? You know, you go and visit and you put your flag to let people know, listen, I was here. I stepped foot on this ground right here. Like you've been destined, fated to do these things, not just to stay in one place. I feel like that's a challenge for someone right now. This may be kind of a lesson that you're learning. This may have something to do with this person, this Nine of Cups energy, helping you to overcome some challenge in this way. I don't know if it's a difficulty in understanding your capabilities. I don't know. But there's something about you needing to, again, congratulate yourself for every small step, right? Just because you haven't finished the goal does not mean you're not worthy of congratulating and celebrating yourself. Celebrate every small step. You don't have to wait until you get to the 5-year mark of your plan to celebrate the fact that you just accomplished a whole year of your plan. Celebrate. That pumps you up and lets you know, that gives you a little bit more ammunition and inspiration to go another year, right? There's something about you congratulating yourself. I don't know if there's some scary big goal that you may even be afraid to set for yourself. Spirit is saying, set it. And there may be something about this person that's helping you to see yourself in a broader light, in a clearer light. There's a lot that you've done to bring yourself to this point. Just look back a year from now, 2, 3 years, to see where you were and how far you've come. Now, if you can do that, you can continue moving forward, right? So there's something about you releasing something that's coming in as a lesson, knowing when it's time to move forward, knowing when your time in a space is done, releasing it so that you can move to the next level. And I know that's difficult, especially when it feels good and it feels right and it feels comfortable. But when it's time to move, right? Spirit sometimes has made my situations very uncomfortable when it has been time to move, right? It's like, okay, one more time. It's time to go. It's time to leave this place. Sometimes it's people that we don't want to leave that feel very comfortable, right? That feels like home, or it feels safe, but we weren't meant to stay there. Sometimes we are meant to stay there and carry people through our lifelong journey. Sometimes we're not. Sometimes we're meant to go to another space that's going to help us to continue to grow. There's some challenge coming in around a lesson around releasing, specifically so that you can expand to the next level. Why is the world here for my group number 3? That's enough talking. Why is the world here for group number 3 as the challenge or the lesson? Why is the world the lesson? That's what I'm saying. So the Hierophant comes out first, and then the Ace of Cups and the Strength and the Devil, right? The Hierophant and the Devil. And the devil is not always what we have painted him to be. The devil is basically the shadow side of our experience, maybe the shadow side of our personality, that part that we don't really like to acknowledge because it's not socially acceptable, or, you know, it's that part that gets us into trouble. So we like to keep it hidden away. But sometimes we need to expose it. Yeah, bring it out. Let's be honest. This is what I'm dealing with. This is what it is. That's how you heal. That's how you get over those shadow aspects. It's by doing shadow work. It's working with those energies and integrating them into the whole of who you are. The only reason why it has a bad name is because we've given it a bad name. And I'm not talking about going out and, slewing 20 people. That's not what I'm talking about. The shadow side of who we are, usually those aspects of ourselves that we've been made to think are not good, and we should separate ourselves from it. Those shameful parts of ourselves that maybe are a part of us. Maybe it's things that we didn't have anything to do with. We just picked it up somewhere along the way, or it was as a result of some circumstance that we dealt with. But it's usually, around shame, right? So there may be something around with the Hierophant and the Devil. I feel like this is something that keeps you small through means of shame. Okay. And when we look at the Hierophant, this could be some type of institution, a mindset, a tradition, something that may be no longer benefiting you. You're no longer growing, and so sometimes Spirit will guide us to different experiences or different places so that we can continue to expand our experience and our horizon. How can we ever grow if we won't never step outside of the lines that other people have, drawn for us? I feel like it's something like that coming out. I also have the 8 of Cups and the Strength. Whatever this new experience is, I feel like it's not only something that you are going to absolutely love, and lavish. With the Ace of Cups, it's going to be like an overflow of fulfillment. It's also going to make you stronger. It's going to give you an experience that you need, that's going to give you more confidence. I feel like for whoever you are, you're supposed to be showing up in the world in a certain way, and you're supposed to be loving it and enjoying it. But there's something that may be trying to hold you back. And this person has come to help you maybe free yourself or see other ways to see life, right? How does this person show up? We have the Page of Wands. The Page of Wands. How does this person show up? I feel like creatively. The Page of Wands is giving me the energy of a young creator. This person could be old, but they could have like a young spirit or like a young energy. This person could stir lots of things within you that you haven't felt in a while, or maybe you've never felt it. There's something about this person that may give you permission to feel, right? It's almost like a very innocent, young, creative energy. But when we look at the Page of Wands, we're looking at kind of like executive creator energy. Imagine yourself standing before a canvas, right? And the canvas is completely blank. And you have all of the colors that you could ever imagine to the left of you and to the right of you. And you can create whatever vision you have. You can put it on the paper. That's the Page of Wands. It's this very expressive, very creative energy, but it also has like executive creative energy, right? There's something about this person that shows up giving you permission to create the life or the experience that you want to have. I feel that this is what this is talking about. There's something about this person that shows up in a way that gives you permission. It gives you permission to tap into maybe some of those desires that were shut off in your youth, that were discounted or that were put off for something else. But there's something about this person being some type of portal, right? When you meet this person, it opens up kind of like a door to something that you didn't know even existed, right? It's again talking about travel as well. There might be something about this person that you meet while you're out and about, while you're traveling away from home. Maybe you're taking like an art class or some type of class, creative class, where you meet this person. Maybe they're like teaching the class. I don't know. But there's some type of inspiration that you are in the midst of when you meet this person. And I feel like you're drawn to them through curiosity that pulls you in to explore a little bit more about like what makes them, you know, so content, what makes them so confident and sure. There might be something about this person that you see, that you admire, and maybe you want to go and ask. Maybe that starts this connection that you have to this person. They may have information that has helped you to get started, right? Maybe they helped you and supported you to address some concerns that you've had at this point in life. But I feel like there's something about this person that showed up in a courageous way that empowered you to believe in yourself, or will, if it hasn't happened already. This person stirs up something inside of you, however you met them. Why is the Page of Wands here for their entrance into group number 3's life? Why is the Page of Wands here? Yeah, I do feel like you met this person through some type of travel. I have Seven of Cups and the Chariot. So you may have met this person while traveling, or being faced to make some major decision, and you went to this person to get some type of advice or encouragement, support. Like I feel a heavy weight here with the Seven of Cups around a decision that you made with the Chariot before moving forward, having a heavy weight of making this decision. I feel like this person offered some inspiration around what a fortunate position you're in to even be making this decision, right? You stand in a place of power. I feel like this person may have just let you know, like, sometimes we just tweaking about something and we're like, oh my God, what am I going to do? And you run into that right person. They're like, oh my goodness, are you kidding me? I would love to have that issue. I would love to have that problem. That's a pretty cool problem to have, right? This feels like that to me, the Seven of Cups and the Chariot. This person is like, let me talk to you for a minute, right? And so there's something about you having to deal with what you perceive to be an issue. And this person played a part in that, in helping you really to see clearly the benefit of your position that you're in, okay? It's almost like, say you were working at a place and they were about to close down, and it's like, what am I going to do? I don't know what I'm going to do, where I'm going to go. And she's like, oh, wait a minute, let me tell you, they're about to close. Do you know that they have to do this and this and this before they close, and they have to offer you this and this and this, and you'll have a decision to do this and this? And it's like, and then you realize like, oh, okay, well, I've always wanted to do that. This is like the perfect opportunity for me to, right? And so it all worked out. So this person comes in through way of some difficult dilemma that you're dealing with, but it actually turns out that you are actually in a very favorable position. Okay. The overarching energy here is the Queen of Cups, being taken care of and nurtured. I don't know why I'm really relating this to the world, other than the fact that these are two very voluptuous, beautiful women with long, flowy hair. I'm loving that because I'm one. But aside from that, the Queen of Cups is also like a maternal figure, right? Very loving, very receiving, very open. Like this is kind of like the person that you would go to share your concerns with. It gives me coach, counselor, mother-like energy, very nurturing energy, very receiving and accepting, just really loving. Not only that, it is an energy that you trust. It's almost like grandma, you don't have to worry about them going and spreading your business all around, right? It's a very confident, trustworthy energy. And this is overarching the energy of this reading. And so who is this person to you? It could be a mother. It could be a grandmother. It could be an aunt. It could be someone that really is for you. I don't care what day of the week it is, what you did. They're always going to direct you in the right direction. They're not going to lead you astray. Okay. This is an energy that is going to urge you, that Nine of Pentacles energy, to care for yourself, to take care of yourself, not only for you, but also position yourself to be of help to others as well. This is a lot of emotional maturity, a lot of emotional energy, a lot of love, a lot of kindness. This is really focusing on integrating what's going on the inside, right? And my favorite is the fact that it is a very intuitive energy, being tapped in, trusting yourself, being creative, being able to be creative and getting yourself out of difficult situations. It's also being tapped into your physical being too. It's a very sensual energy, and not shunning that part of yourself, being very open to your earthly experience. But there's a lot of kindness that I get through this picture, a lot of love. And there's this bit of, if you look at how she looks very confident and sure of herself. And so not only intuitive, but the Queen of Cups is also psychic. Like she is very aware of what's going on. She stays tapped in. and tuned in to her surroundings, inside and out. And then it's supportive, but it's good energy, right? It's not somebody that you need to worry about in a negative way, right? This is an energy that's very responsible with those gifts. And that energy that actually uses those things that she has for good. Not that people that have the same qualities that she has can use them very manipulatively, but this is somebody that uses them for good. This is somebody that understands right choice and responsibility, right? Because it was clarified by the Sun and the Ten of Pentacles. So there is something about looking at long-term circumstances. So when you're looking at long-term circumstances, you're not doing stuff to shortcut what you got going on. You're not going to do stuff to shortcut your fulfillment. This is the Sun, the happiest card in the deck, right? You're very aware of what you're doing and why you're doing it and how that can work for you long term. And so there's a lot to be learned here. I feel like you could be surrounded by maybe one or more of these energies that are in your life to direct you in the right direction. That is setting very beautiful examples for you as well. All you have to do is look around and ask, right? I almost feel like these could be aunts or maybe uncles. We're talking about feminine energy, but it could absolutely be masculines as well. But I feel like you are surrounded maybe with one or more people that is positioned in your life to give you good advice, to direct you in the right way, to help you navigate these lessons that life is offering you right now and to overcome any struggles that you may be going through. And I also feel a lot of that energy within you as well. Like you don't fall too far from the tree. If this is people in your family that you have close connections and bonds to, it could be people that you've just met. I did get that with the Nine of Pentacles and the Page of Wands. This is somebody that you may have met out and about that actually feels like home, right? It's like, where have you been all my life? Like you love me more than my own family. Why do I feel more love from you? And I don't even know you yet. More love than I've ever felt from my blood family. Like it could be like you coming into contact with like your spiritual tribe, people that will be, you know, maybe in your life for specific reasons. Okay. It could be for a long time. It doesn't have to be, but it feels like very purposeful why they have been sent to you, right? Why they have been sent to you and who they are to you. Somebody that comes to bring guidance and direction and to pump you up. These are your cheerleaders at this season in your life, I feel like. And it could be one person. It could be more than one. But there's something about this energy not only being about the external abundance, but it's also internal abundance, okay? That's going to fulfill long-term happiness and fulfillment with the Sun and the Ten of Pentacles. These are two long-term fulfillment cards, okay? So listen, whoever this is, listen, Linda, okay? Take the advice from the wise ones. They have good advice for you. So that's what I have for group number 3. Who is this person to me? Okay, I hope that made sense. Let me know if it resonates. Like, share, comment, subscribe if you feel led. Thank you for coming by and supporting the channel with your energy. I appreciate every last one of you. And we will see you next time. I don't know if I'm going to be able to come and do the other half of that cross watchers, but it's been at the back of my mind. I have to have at least a good few hours to do it. Y'all saw how long it took the other one. But I'm going to do it. I haven't forgot. I know I still have 6 more signs to do. We're going to get that done. Maybe this weekend. We're going to see. Okay. I'm not going to make any promises because I have things to do, but we're going to see what happens. Okay. All right. I'll see you guys next time. Thank you for stopping by to Blood Moon Oracle. I appreciate y'all. I hope you enjoyed this reading. All right. Bye.